How's it going, guys? Now, last night, the Villains of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game trailer was released, and I was mostly right. We got a look at Harry, like I said. We got a look at Green Goblin, Electro. I'm guessing that Gwen's in the game because, well, Green Goblin's in the game, so why wouldn't Gwen? Kingpin, we got to hear his voice. He sounds pretty cool. And, of course, we got to see Felicia Hardy. Now, she's not Black Cat yet, so don't make that a mistake, but we did know that Black Cat was going to be working for, Felicia was going to be working for a specific person, and of course, she's working for the Kingpin. Now, in case some of you guys didn't know, it's actually a different voice actor. I don't know why they changed the voice actor. In my opinion, I prefer this one this time, because the other one didn't sound finesse enough. Like, her voice just was kind of like, it sounded like a bit of an annoying person, I suppose, but whatever. Now, I've got the trailer playing right here, and I don't know what to do, because usually I just let it play and I talk over it, but I actually want to stop a few things and go a bit more into detail, so just keep watching the trailer until the end or whatever, and I'll go into a bit more detail on it in a few seconds. But just while we're looking at it, we might as well say that that Kraven voice that is saying, where he's saying something like he has been fighting for his life since he was a boy, something like that. I think Kraven is saying that to Spider-Man about Kingpin. So, because the trailer kind of gives it off as if Kraven's talking about Spider-Man when really he's telling Spider-Man that about Kraven. But anyway, let's get into the full trailer and into detail. Alright, so here we go. Mild blood, mild, suggestive themes, violence, and the Oscorp build. Alright, so here we actually get a good look at the Kingpin and his awesome cane, and well, as you might have noticed, the graphics look particularly better. So this might be on next gen, I'm not entirely sure, but he has massive hands, man. And of course we have Felicia Hardy. Now, we did know that she was working for someone in the previous game, but we didn't entirely know who, but we knew it was someone big. Well, it turns out it's the Kingpin, and in this game she's been hired to kill you. Now, I think that she's actually going to turn to the good side and help you out in a bit and stuff like that a few times. And also it is a different voice actor, in case you didn't notice. Because the other one, in my opinion, I've already said this at the beginning of the video, but the other one sounded a bit whiny, you know, like a bit of someone who doesn't get what they want, kind of just, I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad that they changed the voice actor, because now it sounds a bit more like Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, you know, that kind of finesse, like playful talk she has with Spider-Man and stuff like that. So now this looks like the boss battle with Felicia Hardy, and in the background it actually says that this month only, bugs, or something to do with that. Now that's pretty ironic, because Spider-Man bug, you know what I mean? But I also hope to God that they're not doing like the similar boss battle to the Amazing Spider-Man 1, where you've got to hide on the ceiling and then jump down and surprise her and then attack her, because that would be just, I don't know, it's repetitive, and I hope they've changed it, but fair dues, carrying on. Right, now, on to an interesting part. Now, this looks like Times Square's Electro boss battle from out of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. And the developers did say that the game is set parallel to the movie, and every now and again the events are going to intertwine. So I think that we're actually going to be able to do the Times Square boss battle with Electro. Now, in my case, Electro looks a bit more like Jamie Foxx this time, so that's really interesting to see. And what we're seeing right now actually looks like the Electro boss battle. And of course, this is Harry Osborn. Now, he actually looks like a cool rich kid in this, which I like, because he looks a bit more like how I want Harry Osborn to look. And we actually saw him throwing something on the floor there, which looked like his phone. So maybe something's happened, maybe he's doing that because Electro lost in the Times Square boss battle. And fiddlesticks. Right, we actually have a shot of the Green Goblin, Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin here, and it looks similar to the movie, which is good. But what are these floating pumpkin bombs around him? That is not a Green Goblin with floating pumpkin bombs. He's supposed to throw them, but then again, it might be just drones or something, but I hate the fact that we'll have to probably web shoot him down. But then again, what do I know, because we've only seen like 2 trailers, so... Now, this is really interesting. That is Cletus Kasady in the Oscorp building, tied down to some kind of restraint because he's probably a psycho. But this actually shows that he's probably committed a crime earlier in the game or something like that, and he's actually been put in jail, and maybe Oscorp has like recruited him for an experiment. And of course, the experiment with the Carnage symbiote that probably Oscorp have created, and they've probably done what I'm expecting to have done, and restrained him down and experimented with him, put the Carnage symbiote on him, and of course they didn't know what the symbiote would do to him, and he's broken out, and it's all gone to hell. Now the next shot you're about to see is probably the best part of the trailer and the biggest reveal. No, Cletus Kasady does not have a fungal infection or something like that. It is the Carnage symbiote. Now some people are complaining about, yes, Venom needs to become into existence before Carnage, but then again, just because we haven't seen Venom in the Spider-Man game doesn't mean that he's not there, if you know what I mean. Venom might even be in the game. So, yeah, my theory is that earlier in the game you're going to have to stop Cletus Kasady from like murdering someone or something. Maybe it's your Uncle Ben's killer, you never know. And then once you stop him, Oscorp get a hold of him and turn him into Carnage, and then later in the game you've got to stop him again. That's just my opinion or my theory, but this part here looks like this is where they break out and the scientists are like murdered on the floor, and you go to Oscorp to investigate, and there you find maybe a hint of Carnage, something like that, but it looks like Carnage and Kingpin are the main villains of the game at the moment. Anyway, moving on. Right now it actually looks like that we have the Electro Times Square fight there, and right here we actually have a close-up of Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin, and Spider-Man's just staring at the camera like, oh hey guys, or something like that. But one thing I want to point out is that the earpiece for Harry Osborn, it's on the right side, whereas in the movie it's on the left side, so I don't know, maybe that's just a game fault, or maybe they just made it like that on purpose, but whatever, it's not a big deal. But yeah, just thought it was something I wanted to point out. And of course this is where these come into play. Now obviously this is implementing the Hero and Menace system, so obviously if you don't help do side missions like get people out of burning buildings, stuff like that, Jameson's gonna basically insult you over the radio stations and stuff like this and on TV. And what's gonna happen is Task Force and Oscorp robots are actually going to come to find you, such as that one there, and they're going to come and try to kill you. Now they're going to be waiting on like certain intersections, certain street corners, stuff like that, and obviously if you swing past them, then they're going to, apparently the robots are going to cut down your webs so you can't swing away and stuff like that, so that's really interesting. And right here we have Kingpin's epic voice, but most of all we actually have Spider-Man landing onto a different getaway car. Now in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 it was always the same getaway car, trying to get away, and it just failed every time. But this time we actually have different variations of cars. We have the police car in the background, we have the guy with a shotgun hanging out the passenger side window, and we have like that smoke coming off the car when Spider-Man lands onto it. One thing I hope though is that in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, you actually just used web rush to land on a car. It was kind of boring, like you literally just swung over it, oh, hold the right bumper, look down and go to the car. Whereas this time I actually hope that you have to swing over it and land on it like in the Spider-Man 2 game, because that was a bit more fun, it immersed you a bit more, so I hope they've got rid of that stupid thing where you just have to use web rush to land on the car. But other than that, looks pretty good. Now right here we actually have Kraven the Hunter. Now he's actually your mentor throughout the game, but in my opinion he's probably going to turn on you and try to kill you. It's all going to be like some kind of setup, but fair dues. At this specific scene he's actually saying he has fought for his life since he was a boy. Now, I actually think that he's talking to Spider-Man about the Kingpin. He's actually talking about the Kingpin who's fought for his life since he was a boy. And if Spider-Man shows any weakness, then the Kingpin's going to spot it instantly. Now, I know it's kind of confusing because it kind of sounds like he's talking about Spider-Man who's fought for his life since he was a boy, but come on, no he hasn't. I mean, alright, so now we have some epic crawling, swinging, and we have what looks to be Electro boss battle in Times Square again, or maybe it's a second boss battle with Electro. And well, it looks like he's got like a charged super attack here or something like that, but he actually looks really good. He's got that meter on the side of his head as well, which I've just noticed. Also, Beanox have actually included different enemy archetypes where you've got to go using different techniques to take down different types of enemies. So in this case, you actually have to use your web upgrades to daze this enemy and then go behind him and press B or circle or something like that and perform like a special takedown. So this scene in particular in the video game trailer is actually showing Oscorp and Wilson Fisk in partnership with each other. So Oscorp and Wilson Fisk are actually working together, so who knows what types of things will actually be revealed in the full game once we actually have it in our hands. So what do you guys think will happen in that? Wilson Fisk and Oscorp, I mean, what else could go wrong, seriously? I mean, come on. We did just see a stealth takedown there from Spider-Man in that, like behind that ambulance or whatever it was. Anyway, moving on. So, as we know, Beanox have made the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game run parallel and alongside the events of the movie. Now, we do have Peter Parker missions in this game, and people have been speculating that obviously Peter Parker looks sad here, and they think that maybe it's because Gwen's death has affected Peter and he's actually crying on the end of his bed there or something like that. Now, I'm not sure whether that is true. I hope that we get Gwen in the game, but I don't know, I don't actually, maybe we'll actually see the events afterwards of what happens after Gwen dies and stuff like that. Maybe the Green Goblin boss battle or the Electro boss battle is just before Gwen dies. I don't think they'll actually put Gwen's death in the video game, because I don't know, I feel like they can't create that same type of drama that's going to go through as in the movie, but whatever. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this particular part, because, well, and the Carnage part as well. But yeah, just to hear your thoughts on that scene. Alright, so this here actually reminds me of the Spider-Man 3 video game where you was Peter Parker and you was fighting against James Franco, Harry Osborn, the New Goblin as people call him, and where you had to like scrape him into walls and stuff like this. So that's really interesting because I actually liked that fight scene. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game. Woo! Okay, right, so literally after this video is uploaded, I'm going to be making another video going into detail about the things Beenox have confirmed about this game that you guys may or may not know about, such as whether you can change the weather, what the game is going to be like on PC in terms of controls, and whether you can play as Peter Parker and interact with Aunt May and stuff like that. Now, keep an eye out for that video, leave a comment in the comment section below, giving me your thoughts on Carnage, Electro, Kingpin and Felicia Hardy, and what you think of the new voice actor for the Felicia Hardy character. And as always, hit the like button if you like my video, hit the subscribe button if you want more, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, bye bye.